Hello, welcome back, friends, to my channel Language and Life Skills. I am Matthew Adukanu. The topic of today's discussion is about abortion. Is abortion a woman's right? This presentation is my response to an article which appeared in the respectable paper of the Hindu on the 8th of April, written by two authors, Gonsalves and Mukherjee. The title of the article is Abortion is a Woman's Right to Decide. Abortion is a woman's right to decide. This long article bandies about certain specious notions which go unchallenged today in an atmosphere of liberalism and being fashionable. Social backdrop to this kind of thinking is legislation passed in many countries today making abortion legal and easily available. It is available on demand. And in claiming rights for women, absolute rights of the woman, it completely ignores the right to life of the unborn child. The right to life is certainly fundamental and absolute. And in this unequal battle between a living adult and an unborn child, the legislation favors the stronger party, the one in control. It prepares the strong and the fully alive against the weak, defenseless, and about to be born. Well, in our society and in legal procedures, we accept that killing an unarmed person is a serious offense. It is a crime. We protest against killing of the innocent, killing of the unarmed in the police stations, on the street, and other places. But killing of the unarmed goes on very quietly in thousands and thousands, in millions all over the world, behind the facade of fashionable clinics, abortion clinics. If a person is, let's say, an accused, a prisoner is tortured in police lockup, is tortured and killed, naturally we all protest against it. The prisoner is unarmed. He has no escape. And the police are certainly wicked and cruel in taking his life. Well, the unborn child is in a worse condition. He is confined in the womb of his mother. The mother is in confinement. And the child cannot escape till the time of delivery. It is such a helpless child that is being targeted in an abortion. Women who do this, they are as wicked as Lady Macbeth, a hard-hearted, cold-blooded Lady Macbeth. There are many of them today. Friends, have you seen any real video of an abortion? If you see it, you'll be shocked. You will never want to have an abortion or to sponsor an abortion. There have been doctors who have done hundreds and thousands of abortions and finally realized a mistake and turned against abortion. One such doctor is Dr. Anthony Levitino, who conducted more than 1,200 abortions. And then he gave it up. He was shocked. He realized the enormity of his crime. He tells his story in the YouTube video. Ex-abortionist tells the shocking truth about abortion. This testimony was given in a Memphis court in the year 2019. Another one is Dr. Bernard Nathanson, co-founder of NARAL, Pro-Choice America, who conducted more than 60,000 abortions and finally turned against abortion, turned pro-life. And his story is given in this YouTube video, how America was deceived into accepting abortion. Please go to the YouTube, see these videos, and see the enormous crime that is being converted, that is being done through abortion. Now, the article I cited in the Hindu, it says it asserts the woman's absolute right over her body. That's a big contemporary lie that anybody has got an absolute right over your body. It is like someone who is conducting business on leased property, trying to sell that property. One who is running a business on lease has no authority to sell the property. He can do business as he likes, but he cannot sell it. So neither woman nor man nor child, nor citizen nor government has got absolute right over your body. Dear friend, the big truth is this: no one has absolute right over your body. Yes, you have autonomy over your body, over the use of the body, but the body is not your own. It's a gift of God, given to you through your parents. The body is given to you on lease for a number of years, 10, 20, 70, 80, 90. It's a gift of God from your parents, through your parents, from their family gene pool. It is through that you inherit your characteristics, your heredity. Neither you nor anyone else, your husband, mother-in-law, illicit lover, no one has a right over your body. It is God's temple, as St. Paul reminds us. Don't you know that the temple is of God? God lives in you. Well, if you have got absolute right over your body, then why do you have laws against drug consumption, against liquor consumption, against pornography? Here also you are asserting your right, absolute right over your body when you are taking drugs and going into hallucination, into wonderful states of altered consciousness. So wonderful, so thrilling. It's your right to use your body as you like. Or you go high on alcohol, you booze and get drunk. Why should the police have anything to do with you? You are exercising your absolute right over your body. Or you are addicted to pornography. You see all kinds of indecent things, and you do indecent things. You have all kinds of violent thoughts. Why should the society interfere there? It is none of their business, is it? Well, dear friends, we cannot be claiming absolute right over our body in certain areas selectively and leave out other areas. But this is what happens in a materialistic age, where you easily forget that above your laws of society, above your government laws, there is another law, the divine law, the law of God, which Jesus had to assert with the Pharisees. The Pharisees said, if someone offers all his property to the temple, then he is freed from his obligation to look after his parents. Jesus said, this is absolutely wrong. You are setting aside the law of God for the gain of the temple. You are setting aside divine law in favor of human law. This cannot be it. It cannot be done. Only God has got power over life and death. So much so today, capital punishment by a government, that also being questioned. The living person, whether it is a doctor, family, government, anybody who is stronger than the unborn child, they cannot band together against the unborn. This is terrorism, pure and simple, starting in the womb. It is terrorism in the womb. Making the womb a tomb. It is a crime against humanity. It's a crime committed in the very fountain of life. And so it is worse than genocide, killing of a race. It is a crime against humanity. If I may coin a new term, I can call it humanicide, killing of humanity. And it is a crime against high heaven. It is an unwarranted assertion of a right you do not have. Friends, if you like this video, please subscribe. See you another time. Bye.